here at the Douglas County Commission meeting, walking in. I think I saw the sheriff walking in, so I'm gonna go in and see if I can ask him a couple things. I got a sign here tonight that says, "Sarah, can you loan me $5? That's in reference to the county commissioner getting a $41,000 raise last week from the commission here. And some comments during general public comment. Hey Jay, you gonna have me unlawfully arrested again tonight?
Have a good night, man.
I got a sign here.
Have a good night, man.
I got a sign. I was thinking about maybe standing right there again.
Okay.
Silently.
Have a good night, man.
I might say some big old scary mean cuss words too.
Have a good night, Justin.
Can I expect to be
Have a good night, Justin.
Thank you.
All right.
You as well. Can I be expected to be battered, kidnapped, and held captive by you
Have a
for
good night, man.
$750?
For what, man? For what? Oh my shit. Oh my shit, man. What you fucking treat me like respect? Yeah, man, me too, motherfucker. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. Me too. I'm not
Stand by.
You waiting on the sheriff to get here? Is that what's going on here? You waiting
It's not just part of the news, it's all of the news. Excuse me, could I get this moved just for a minute?
There's no law being broken. There is no law being broken.
So,
There is no law being
Mr. Spees and Mr. Irving,
There is no law
what I'm
being
gonna
broken.
ask, listen, what I'm gonna ask is that you just move down a ways.
No, we're okay. Thank you. We're
Okay,
fine.
well here's part of the problem. When I come in and you are actively yelling, you are disrupting the
We're in
meeting.
recess right now, and there's no disruption happening, so catch up on things.
So-
before we start talking about it.
actively yelling?
So here's the thing. Per the county commission and per the sheriff, if you are not going to have a seat or move down, I'm not asking you to remove your sign at all. I'm just asking you to move away a little ways from staff. That's all I'm asking.
Under what grounds? What am I doing wrong?
Because they
Now
do.
remember, this is an ask. We're not being told under threat of arrest, so we're going to
public
decline.
building and a public meeting.
Thank
I
you.
can stand right here if I
Okay,
want to.
so
there.
here's the thing. I'm gonna,
Channel?
yes, Lieutenant Channel.
Oh, Lieutenant Channel?
I'm gonna ask you to
She's
move
asking,
down.
we're going to decline.
I'm
Thank
not-
But
you.
here's
I'm
the thing,
gonna
if you don't want to, then I do not have a choice but to ask you to leave. And it's
Okay,
actually
she's
not
gonna-
an ask.
She's going to ask
I'm not
us to
gonna
leave.
leave.
But it's actually not an ask.
What is
I
it
am
then?
going to
What
have
is it
to
then?
tell you to leave on behalf of the
I
county commission.
decline.
They've
On
asked you
behalf
to.
of
And I
the county
decline.
commission, okay, we're
Okay.
declining. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to decline that. Thank you.
Okay, then you're going to have to walk out with
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
Okay, then for the sheriff, I'm going to have to arrest you
Under for what?
Under what?
for disrupting a meeting. at
We
this
are not
point.
the meeting's in recess.
We cannot continue the meeting at this point.
No, they cannot continue the meeting. That's not on us. We just have a sign. And you have the whole room here saying it's not a problem.
is disrupting a meeting? Is that what you're
Yes,
saying?
We're in
actually
recess
it
right
is.
now.
How have I
They
disrupted the
cannot,
meeting?
they cannot
We were
continue
silent
the
for the
meeting.
whole meeting. I've got evidence
How
that
can't
we didn't
they?
disrupt the meeting, man.
Hold on, Michael.
Right now-
Hold on, Michael. How can't they? How can't they continue? How can they not continue the meeting? What am I doing?
Here's the thing. You have options.
No,
You can
I'm
either.
staying. Thank you, Channel.
Okay,
Let's start the meeting
well,
there,
you're not,
everybody.
though.
Here we
That's the
go.
problem.
Mr. Spears, you're under arrest.
For what?
You need to place your hands behind your back.
For disrupting a business meeting and refusing to leave.
For disrupting the meeting.
Take that, Michael. Take that.
Yep, I've got it. I've got it.
Okay. Place your hands behind your back for me. Thank you. Stay right there. Don't move.
Disrupting the meeting. What's the charge, guys? Interference with what?
Interference with public duties.
Interference with public
With
duties.
the failing to have a meeting continue, you're disrupting a public meeting.
So are those too tight for you? Yeah, they are. Let me check those for you.
This is free.
So I can fit two
speech.
fingers.
Why did
in
you
there?
bother to ask me?
It's
It's
protected.
too tight to me, not your finger.
Okay. Well, let's head out this way. We're gonna head to my car.
This is unfortunate. You're getting named in a lawsuit, child.
Hey, Michael, can you come pick me up if I get out tonight?
We're gonna head right this way, sir.
Have a good night.
Do you know what a constitutionally protected activity is?
Have a good night, man.
Thank you, you as well. Do you know what a constitutionally protected activity is, Sheriff?
Okay. Have a good night, man.
Yeah, you as well. You as well, Sheriff.
If I'm gonna trigger you, I'm gonna leave. So.
Say again. Say again. So you do best there, Sheriff. It's the simple thing. Free speech. What do you think of the DA declining to charge, Sheriff? He's running.
I'm running from you. You got me all wrong.
Where are you going then, Sheriff? Where are you going then, Sheriff?
All wrong, son.
Where are you going then, Sheriff?
Have a good night. Nothing. I'm leaving so I don't trigger you. I know you get.
Oh yeah, how do I get, Sheriff? How do I get, Sheriff?
Have a good night.
Like you go hands-on for no reason? Is that what you're talking about?
Have a good night, man.
Look who's triggered now.
The guy chasing me?
Chasing you. This is, again, a constitutionally protected activity as well there, Sheriff. You should know that as a constitutional sheriff.
You said Armbruster was here. I figured they were dropping a warrant on me.
Oh, shit.
No, they're filing that shit.
So just so we know, he hasn't even left. He hasn't even left.
Maybe he is dropping a warrant on me. Who knows?
Who, Armbruster?
Yeah.
No, man. I asked him some simple questions. He ran out of here. Last time you stood behind me like that, you unlawfully arrested me as well. Make me a little nervous there. You ever been unlawfully arrested before? Have you? No. Yeah, not pleasant. Not pleasant. As you can imagine, not pleasant at all. You know what a constitutionally protected activity is? Do you? Take that as a no.
That brings us to general public comment. Is there anyone who'd like to give general public comment?
My name is Dr. Justin Spees. At last week's meeting here, Michael was speaking and he spoke directly to County Administrator Sarah Plinsky there. And you didn't stop him from doing that there, Karen. But when I came up and spoke, you interrupted me twice when I was talking to Sarah there during my general public comment and said that I had to address you guys.
$41,000, is that what it is, Sarah? You getting $41,000? Kind of makes you happy, doesn't it? That's more than most people in this community make in a year. One race. But this is a bad move. And you guys are going to own it next election. And I don't know what you're going to own. Maybe a boat, a plane, or something like that. You're going to buy a high rise in New York with all your winnings here? Do you realize that the amount of her salary now as a public servant is among the highest in our community.
But Sarah, you don't deserve that raise. You are un-American. You have shut off my microphone speaking here double-digit times. You have orchestrated 2 arrests, unlawful arrests of me here as well, that are part of a lawsuit, that I think that $41,000 could go towards your attorney in this, because in that lawsuit,
address to us?
the count, no, everyone else, Michael was just addressing Sarah there as well. So does part of your administrative duties then, Sarah, state that you are
You can address to
orchestrating
us.
of the sheriff's department? That you can order these deputies around in here? Because that's precisely what you did on May 1st when you had me unlawfully arrested. It's all on video. The entire conspiracy of you in here trying to get me out of here to the point where the deputies did unlawfully arrest me. So I'm just wondering why I have to address you guys, but Michael doesn't have to. And so I'm also wondering how I can stand here with this sign that says, Sarah, can you loan me $5? It's addressed to Sarah. Are you going to not allow a sign that's not addressed to you guys there, Karen? Is that a bit of a dilemma there for you? Sarah, can you loan me $5? Sarah, are you enjoying that $41,000 raise already? Sarah, do you think you could donate some of that to get a timer here instead of you having to hold up sheets of paper every 30 seconds? Think we could get a timer here? Or maybe even just like one set up there on the screen. Maybe could we at least do that? What do you think, Sarah? All right, Karen, I'm a little confused here. How come I don't have to address just you guys now? I was asking the sheriff here before the meeting if he was going to have me unlawfully arrested again. He was sitting here in the audience, and he got up and walked out. And I told him I had a sign here. I was probably going to say some mean cuss words. I'm going to stand right there. You going to unlawfully arrest me again? He walked out. Might say, women have more balls than Patrick, too. Uh-oh. So those are serious questions. I'd like to know all the answers to those questions. Why is my sign allowed? Why am I allowed to talk to Sarah? Last week you had to stop me twice. Why was Michael allowed to talk to Sarah without being stopped? Does that sound like discrimination at all? You're singling one person out and applying the rules inconsistently just towards him only?
That's your 3 minutes. Is there anyone else who'd like to give general public comment?
I think the sign laid this bare. When you try to control people's speech, when we have the right to speak, you're going to run into constant issues. When you say that you have the right to remove anybody who is repetitive, or too loud, things like that. The law enforcement here, they're not rule enforcers, guys. This is what we've been trying to teach you for 2 years or more. Law enforcement is not feelings enforcement or rule enforcement. They are law enforcement. So because your rule gets broken does not give you the ability to say, member of the public, you can't be here anymore, bye. And then have your enforcers drag them out. You have a rule, not a law. I don't know how hard that is for you guys to get. There are some laws that you can use, but they require different things to be met that you're not reaching. 51, 29, 21, 59, 22 is what it is. Interference with public duties at a public building or public facility. You could get that one, but not during 3 minutes. Because when you open this floor to the 3 minutes, that's our time to speak, period. So we cannot be disrupting the meeting, no matter how loud we are or how repetitive we are, no matter how loud we are or how repetitive we are, no matter how loud we are or how repetitive we are. When you open that floor for that 3 minutes, that's our time to speak. You can't decide that your law enforcement is going to enforce some feeling that you have that you don't like the words that are being said here. That's not the way that works. That's why you're being sued. That's why other entities around here are being sued. This is absurd. We really do need a clock. But that's why you guys are being sued, because you've tried so hard to control the First Amendment. And I'm going to answer Karen's question, the question for Karen about why she didn't interrupt Justin tonight. Maybe it's because somebody that actually knows the law is sitting in the back of the room and she's too chicken shit to violate it in front of him.
Is there anyone else who'd like